Hello everyone, it's video blog time. Back in February I purchased the Hofner Ignition violin bass. Black bass to be exact. And I made two video blogs about the bass. One of them was just kind of like a traditional video blog where I introduce it, show it off a little bit, and the other one was more of a tech video where I show the tones. I labeled it a variety of tones, and you can check those out in the description in case you want to see those in context with this one. See those first and then this one. But I want to do a follow-up to kind of 6 months later how I'm feeling about the bass, from that point to this point. So I'll get started already. My original point in doing the tech video where I show it off, the tones, was that I wanted to fill in a void like on YouTube where, not that there wasn't no one that had done it, I just hadn't found it at that point. If you look up Hofner and you're going to buy it, all people from all walks of life in terms of genres want to order it because it's just an absolute stunning looking bass. I mean, Paul McCartney uses his violin bass and it inspires people of all ages to want one for themselves. And now that Hofner makes an affordable one, and not only affordable but like a really well made affordable bass, it's like a no-brainer. It's like I gotta get one. But can it play what I want to play with it? Can it play metal? Can it play punk? Can it play jazz? Can it play and I myself was scared because I couldn't find a video where I could find someone that plays it how I was gonna play it. Now, granted, I'm not like this outstanding bassist. I just play bass. I call myself like a bottom-end professional bass player, but I tend to play what I feel the song needs, and that's as far as it goes with me. But nevertheless, I want to get better and better. So yeah, I tell you what, I practice it a lot more now that I got this Hofner, and I love the way it feels in my hands, So I made that video for that reason, to kind of hopefully make a video where someone who was in the same position as me could have a video they can watch that maybe will let them know this bass is for them or not, Granted, since then I've actually seen more videos as well, that some that were older than mine and some that are newer kind of do the same thing, so it is out there. But anyways, I kind of want to just kind of brush up on how I feel about it now, and to get right into it, I love it. I love it even more now than I did then. There was a couple questions on the video where I show off the tones that I want to answer right off the bat. Like one in particular, and that's the strings. You'll read about it when you order the bass that you got to use short scale strings. Now that is a must. It really is. And in case like an emergency, you have to play your bass for some reason. You don't have an extra, like a different kind of bass. But you want to use your Hofner. You can't find short scales. There are a couple brands like La Bella. Any bass strings that have like the threading on top, where like they're smaller and then they get thicker as they go. Those can possibly work if they're long or medium scale. You see, the problem is this top peg right here, the top string, because the string is so thick. It doesn't really harm it on this side, on this close one, because at this point you're dealing with a string that's very, very thin. It fits through the hole very easily. You can cut the string if you need to, but on the thick one, there's just no way around it. Like, you got to get it through that little tuning peg, this little hole up here. And for a lot of the strings that are long scale, like it just won't fit. Now, if you can find the strings that are long and medium scale that have the threading that get thinner to thicker, it will fit. But the problem is, it's still so long that you got to wind it up to the point where it's just so fat up here, and there's just too much bulk to where the tuning peg gets really tight, and you can either pop the string, or worse, you may just hurt the bass, the peg itself. They do feel a little delicate, to be honest. So I wouldn't really want to mess with that. And furthermore, on the top string, when it's put on and you do manage to get it on, it just does not play as good. I mean, these are short scale strings that I have on here now. Learned my lesson, and it just makes the world of difference. The string falls right in place, and there's just no ghost notes. There's nothing wrong with the frets. There's no funky frets, that just kind of like go down or louder, So I recommend, and recommends a soft word, you need the short scale strings. Now, if you live in an area and the music stores don't carry them, first of all, tell them about them to carry them. And two, if you can't find them, order them. it's worth it. It makes all the difference. If you're using some medium scale and long scale, you manage to get them on, and you're wondering why the bass just kind of feels awkward, it's that. Get short scale strings. It's nice and comfy. You know, they fit perfectly, and it makes a huge difference with how the bass plays. You want it to play professional. You know, it is a lower model in terms of the price. It's their lowest line, so you don't want to hurt the bass in any sort of way. I mean, it needs the right strings, so get the right strings. Short scale. I use Diodario. I have a music store in my area. They carry Diodario short scale, and they carry a few different you know, depending the choice. You know, if you have depending on your preference, if you like a darker tone or a brighter tone, they do carry a few different short scale styles of, you know, in terms of tone. Now I did try flat wound once, because if you're into the Paul sound, you're gonna want to get flat wound strings. They give you that thuddy kind of. Now I'm not using flat wound right now. I'm using round wound. The reason I use these is, as much as I love the Paul tone, I also want to make sure I can get that, you know, that kind of a little slightly more of a clack, like. But then if I want to get the. And I can do that too. So I kind of like the variety that the round wound gives me. Once again, that's just preference, and you know that is completely up to you. Quick carbonated water break. I tell you what, this is one of the best things I've done for myself lately. Carbonated water. I love it. I used to hate this too. Club soda, you know, sparkling water. You call it what you want, but love it. That's not an ad. That's the truth. I love it. Anyways, back to the bass. The appearance. Okay, now this is a big thing, because a lot of people buy this bass because of the appearance. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, let's face it. Appearance, you know, it's important to a lot of people. You know, obviously Paul uses the sunburst. I chose to get the black because I kind of wanted, I mentioned it in the other video, but yeah, you know, I wanted my own identity with my own kind of, you know, my own Hofner. Granted, lots of people buy the black one now as well, but there's no way you're gonna make your own identity when you're using the sunburst, because Paul is just a music, you know. Yeah, like, yeah. Not that it's wrong. I kind of want to get a sunburst myself, to be honest, at some point. They make so many different colors now, so I mean, yeah, there's a lot that I want, but the black one was my first choice. But speaking of the appearance, like, when I use this bass, like, I'll see, like, fully grown, like, 50-year-old, not that a 50-year-old is not fully grown, but you'll see fully grown dudes, like, walking at bar, and they'll see the like, 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, they'll see my bass, and their eyes will just light up, like, they've just seen, like, a wild animal or something, like, and that's because, let's face it, it is a striking bass. It's nice, and you don't see it that often. You're starting to see it more, and I believe it's because Hofner makes such a good, you know, lower line, and it's not trash. It's a very solid bass. So I think they're seeing the rewards of making this bass. Lots of people, and you know why I know, is because if you follow them on Twitter, Hofner Music, I believe, or Hofner Guitars on Twitter and Instagram, they retweet and share people's pictures. Like they shared one of my Hofner videos and a picture. Like, it's really cool. It's really nice of them to do that, because we're just, you know, do-it-yourself musicians, and they see the pictures from the tags we leave, and they reshare them. That's very, very cool. Thank you so much for doing that. And people are excited, I believe, to use a bass like this, and yeah, make it their own somewhat. Yeah, it just excites people when they see it, and that makes me excited, you know, just to play it. And with that said, I've been playing bass a lot more since I've purchased this bass, because while I love my jazz, I got it right here. Love my jazz bass, but I just never played it as much as I play this one. I just really connect with this. And for people that own Hofners, like, if it makes any sense, like, I'm sorry if I haven't played it that much. It's more about what I'm saying on this video. What I really like about it is it almost feels like it's alive in some sort of way. Like, because it's hollow body, and you feel the vibration when you play, like... Especially when you go... Yeah, just love the feel of it. It just feels like the way it vibrates, like, I don't know, I connect with it. I really, really, really like it. Let's see, what else? I just can't put it down, to be honest. I walk around the house with this bass. and I mentioned in the other videos about the feedback. 6 months later, no trouble with feedback. Like, I read about that in different forums. Like, well, you may have some trouble with feedback, being that it's a hollow body. And not once. Like, I mean, I use an Ampeg 610 Galen Kruger head. I blast it, and nothing. I can put the bass right up to it. It just does not hum. It does not. Actually, there's a little bit of like resonance that it does have. It's not a feedback. Like, it's not like a loud feedback. It's just like a and I love it. You know, I mean, it sounds like rock and roll to me. I think this bass and this brand is really coming alive on different genres because of this bass in particular, and I'm happy to be on board with it. I don't know if Hofner does a lot of like sponsoring. I mean, I think you'd have to be pretty big, have a big following, or do a lot of touring or something. But if they do, Hofner, my name is Chris Sky, and you can sponsor me. One can dream. But yes, no, I really do love the bass. Other than the strings, you know, using short scale. I mean, there's really nothing you really can't do with it, other than, like, you know, you may not want to slap like super hard with it, because these right here in the back where the grooves where the strings lie on, this is probably the most delicate part of the bass. You can feel it when you feel like the material that it's made out of kind of has almost like a cork kind of feel to it. The strings can sometimes be popped off the little groove here, so you wouldn't want to slap really hard, but nevertheless, you can slap a little bit, you know, if you want to just get that effect of like, you can do it, and I have done it. You just can't overhit it or anything. Anyways, my camera's already almost falling off here. I just wanted to do a little, a quick, just update with how I'm feeling with the bass. Absolutely love it. Love the tone, feel the hollow body feel. Is just like, I don't ever want to play all my other basses, to be honest. I just want to play this one. It just feels right. So yeah, Hofner family here. If you like the bass, you have a video you want to share, leave it in the comments, or I'd love to check your bass out. Your bass, your video on your Hofner. I'd love to check that out as well. Anyways, yeah. Other than the short scale strings, loving the feel of it, people's eyes lighting up when they see it. That's enough for me for at least the first 6 months. I really enjoy it, and I want to make more videos about the Hofner as well. It's just fun. I want to set up my Ampeg and just play loud through it to kind of show, because on the video where I showed the variety of tones, I showed it through my Tech 21 Sans Amp, and it got a really good tone on the video, but I would like to maybe show what it sounds like, just kind of raw with the iPhone camera picking it up, just like the tone that I get like in person, you know, like just coming out of the amp, through the Tech 21 to the amp, you know, to the iPhone microphone. I think that's what I'm gonna do next, just kind of jamming to kind of give a real feel with how I use it live. Yeah, I'll do that soon. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, enjoy your Hofner. If you want to hear my original music, go on to Chris Sky Music and check it out. Anyways, until next time, rock on.